Alright, y'all, what's up, man? Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know what it is, man. Trigger ranking. Flashed out the last live, it got a little slim in the chat. So come back, see what y'all about to do. This probably the last one for maybe a little while, so I'm gonna try to give y'all like a little hour or something like that. See what y'all rocking with. If everybody rocking in the chat, I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. If y'all want to support the channel, everything is in the description. At the top of my description of my channel, and the cash app is in the top of the well in this description of this actual video. With that being said, let's go. You are watching a master at work. All right, y'all. So boom. Um, we still talking about this. We finishing up this video with Chig Smooth. He talking about the situation with Button and Mano talking about academics getting slapped in the mouth.
I don't this part. My only thoughts on this, right? Y'all go to these fucking events and Lord knows what be going on. I'll be home. But Axe said that.
Now this is a value. RB $7.99 in $3. Now a local tax expert will do your taxes for $150 all in.
A mutual friend between for him and Lil Baby is Rod Wave.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was a Rod Wave concert that he was at.
Okay.
And Lil Baby called Rod Wave, was like, you fuck with this bitch ass nigga, blah, blah, blah. If I can help anybody out there is no such thing as a mutual friend.
At all.
There's no such thing. It doesn't exist.
What you mean?
Why do you think that?
Because it doesn't.
Explain.
Yeah, my
That's
chat.
different. I understand that side, but
If you understand that, then there's no such thing as a mutual.
yeah, you just said it's
I'm
a
not
risk.
arguing with you niggas. I'm talking, y'all can give your own take. I'm saying, if you have to move like that, if you go into a place where you think you got a friend and the person you beefing with got a friend, that's not true.
You and Arsenal had a back and forth. Ice was in the middle of that.
It's not beef. It's not beef at all. Y'all gonna come with these false parallels. I'm talking about some real shit. I'm talking about niggas want to see you and do something. Put hands and feet on you, bullets. Good. Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying.
That's totally what I'm saying.
That's not a mutual friend thing.
That's what I'm saying.
It could be somebody that you respect, y'all both respect, that can squash some shit like that y'all both respect. But the mutual friendship, nah.
If you're beefing with somebody, well, I'm just about to repeat what I said already. But if you're beefing with somebody, you go ahead and trust mutual friend and not fucking give up your location or anything all you want. I think that's a dangerous game.
It is a
I
risk,
think
but
that's
there
a
is when you around, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not in y'all shit.
Yeah. I hear
There are mutual friends in an instance where I'm
Like,
but I think Joe's
I popped off. Bam! Because he ain't about to get active. You behind the wheel. Teachable moment number 2 for you niggas out there. Your driver is not your security, and your security is not your driver. Now, if your security happen to have a ratchet or is down to, you know what I mean, give in with you, that's different. I mean, not just your driver. Your driver. If your driver is down for that, then that's awesome. But those are 2 different tasks for a reason. And that's all I had on this. I wish everybody well. If the 2 niggas fight, I am going to watch it.
Now, I have to disagree with Joe Button. You can definitely have a mutual friend that's cool with both sides. I'm sure everybody out there has had a situation where 2 friends in the friend group fell out and you did not pick any sides. Now, I'm talking actual real friend, not some acquaintance that you just met last month. If 2 people that you've known for many years fall out, you're not picking sides. And if you're academics, you're used to having a middleman pretty much resolve most of your beefs. If you guys remember, when academics was beefing with Meek Mill, it was 21 Savage who's and Meek Mill. He was the one who got both parties on the phone. Done, and he slightly said,
Oh, We got one. We got one. Panda Press. Panda Press. We going to press Martin Luther King on YouTube.
Is your keyboard tiny, making it hard to type? Download Big Keyboard Easy Home Screen. You can change key size easily, just slide %. Now you can type easily. See.
Bruh, I want to be careful with this because the moment you say it out loud, people think you're reaching. But I noticed something. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. This was it. It was about how it was said, who it didn't sound like. When someone's voice changes overnight, when the edges disappear, when the words suddenly feel managed, that's usually not growth. That's not healing either. That's control showing up quietly. Most people clap before they realize what just happened.
Stop it. Get some help.
I want to explain exactly when this clicked for me, because it wasn't some dramatic headline moment. It was subtle, almost boring, and that's what made it dangerous. I read the statement once, nodded, kept scrolling. Then something pulled me back. Not the words, the tone. The cadence felt unfamiliar, too smooth, too orderly. You know when someone you've known forever texts you and the message is fine, but your body goes,
"Wait a minute. Who are you?"
Nah,
Wait a minute.
that's not them. Yeah,
Are you?
that feeling. Apologies don't usually erase personality. Growth doesn't sand off contradictions. Is this sincere? It's who proved this.
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like,
That's when I knew this story wasn't about accountability. It was about authorship. Here's the trick that works every single time. If someone gets quieter, calmer, more polished, people assume they're healthy at first. It looks inconsistent. It sounds unsure. Sometimes it sounds angry, confused, contradictory. But the moment someone starts sounding presentable, institutions relax, brands relax, audiences relax, and people around you, these aren't written anymore. They're assembled. Legal risk, brand exposure, market perception, mental health framing, all of it gets weighed before a single sentence lands on the page. That's why these statements don't sound human. They sound optimized. There's a whole process behind this. Draft, review, tone softening, liability trimming, empathy injection, final approval. And by the time it reaches the public, the person at the center is barely recognizable in it. Not because they didn't sign off, but because signing off doesn't mean authoring. This is the part people miss. You can approve something you didn't create. You can agree to words that aren't yours. And once someone else controls the language, they control the narrative of who you are now. That's when apologies stop being about repair and start being about permission. Here's where the whole game flips, and most people don't even notice it happen. The moment someone is publicly framed as unwell, the rules of credibility change. Not officially, socially. Everything they said before gets reinterpreted as symptoms. Everything said for them gets treated as truth. And notice how clean that move is. No argument needed. No debate, no evidence required.
We don't do that here.
Because once the label is in place, disagreement becomes cruelty. Questioning becomes accepted. It became authoritative. Mental illness isn't real. It means the language around it now has power. Power to override intent. Power to override memory. Power to decide who gets to speak. And once that switch flips, the person at the center doesn't even need to be wrong anymore. They need to be managed. Because this is exactly why people feel in Kanye West, even if they can't explain it. Supporting someone means helping them express themselves. Substituting someone means expressing for them. And those two things look identical from the outside, right up until the voice disappears. That's the line that got crossed here. Because what we're hearing is chaotic Kanye. It's not defiant Kanye. It's not even reflective Kanye. It's a version that sounds like it was agreed upon in a room he didn't control. You can tell they take risks. They contradict themselves. They leave things unresolved. This didn't do any of that, which tells me the goal wasn't expression. It was stabilization. And stabilization, when it comes from the outside, always comes with conditions. Here's the part that makes people uncomfortable.
What's his name? Ooh. It start with a Kerrang. Hey, Kerrang, hit my Instagram up. Hit my Instagram up. Hit my Instagram up. Hey, go look at my AI videos too. It's in the top of my description of my channel. It's in the top of the description. All you gotta do is hit me up right now. I'll see it when you hit me. I'll see it. I'll mess with you. I got you, bro. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, man.
Because there's no feature.
Hey, put your hand up. The man who's trying to help a brother. Put your hand together.
No explosion, no moment you can clip. Power doesn't shift through force anymore. It shifts through access. Who can post? Who can speak? Who can answer questions? Who can show up unfiltered? You don't silence someone by gagging them. You silence them by helping them rest, helping them recover, helping them stay out of trouble. And every layer of help adds another layer of permission. Eventually, they don't even need to say no to you. You stop asking. That's when the shift is complete. Not when the person disappears, but when everyone else starts speaking instead of them. And the wild part, most people don't notice a thing. This is the first thing that always goes, and it's never an accident. Before someone loses visibility, before access gets restricted, the voice gets adjusted. It's the least noticeable change, which is exactly why it works. The vocabulary tightens up. The sentences get safer. The emotional swings disappear. Suddenly, everything sounds neutral, considerate, balanced, like it went through spell check and a legal review. Real people don't talk like that when they're processing something real. They ramble. They contradict themselves. They double back and say the wrong thing before they say the right one. But when a voice changes first, it tells you the priority isn't truth anymore. The priority is containment. It's about reducing unpredictability, not increasing clarity. You'll notice the jokes vanish too. The humor dries up. Anything that could be misread, clipped, or taken out of context quietly disappears. That's when you know this isn't self-control. It's external control dressed up, recognized when it's missing. And that's the whole point. Here's the uncomfortable. It feels like the problem is finally being handled. People don't actually want understanding.
What's up, Game Pass? What's up?
They want relief. They want the noise to stop without having to think about what caused it. So when someone stops making people uncomfortable, they call it growth. Not because it is, but because it's quiet. Nobody filtered out. They just say, see, they're better now. This is why applause is such a bad. Applause usually means the audience is comfortable, not that the situation is healthy. And once the crowd approves the new version, going back becomes dangerous. Any deviation starts looking like regression instead of honesty. That's how the public becomes part of the containment system, not on purpose, just by clapping at the wrong time. This is where it stops being about one person and starts looking familiar, because the sequence is almost always the same. Chaos first, then concern, then control. At the beginning, everyone says, that sounds compassionate, and sometimes it is. But watch what a statement there, enough visibility to say they're around, but not enough to hear them think. And then force. By the time people start asking what really happened, the shift is already complete, and reversing it suddenly looks irresponsible. When people start asking, where is he? That's not paranoia. That's instinct kicking in. Humans are wired to notice absence before we can articulate it. Nobody asks that question when someone is simply resting. They ask it when presence feels incomplete, when something doesn't line up. You can't fake presence forever. You can show images, release statements, leak updates, but if the person isn't there, people feel it. That's why the question keeps popping up even when there's nothing new. The mind knows something is missing long before the mouth can explain what. And notice how fast that question gets shut down. Stop speculating. Respect privacy. Too much. That's usually a sign you touch something real threatening. It would be answerable. Has been reduced to appearances, and appearances don't satisfy instinct. This is the modern solution. Don't disappear the person completely, just remove their authorship. You'll still see them walking, you'll still see photos, you might even see them smiling, but you won't hear them think. Speech is risky. Speech creates liability. Speech can't be edited once it's out there. So instead, visibility becomes some existence without voice. A person reduced to proof content. And the wild part is how normalized peace without authorship isn't peace. It's containment that learned how to smile. Here's the part nobody likes admitting. The person is rarely the top priority. What's being protected is everything around them. Brands, contracts, partnerships, legal exposure, public sentiment. All of that becomes fragile when someone speaks freely. So the system steps in, not to heal the person, but to stabilize the ecosystem. The human becomes the variable that needs controlling. That's why the language is always about caring, but it's vague on purpose. What gets sacrificed is agency. That clearly impossible to undo what this phase is really about. Losing your voice happens quietly. Regaining it is loud, messy, and suspicious to everyone watching. That's why the second part almost next. So when you again, it doesn't authenticity, it reads as risk. That's the trap. The more control that's added in the name of safety, it starts to look.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
People say, just focus on getting better. But what they really mean is, don't disrupt what we've already adjusted. Your voice isn't something you own anymore. It's something everyone avoids, permissions, and advice that can't really be used. When someone else decides when you speak, how you speak, and what tone is acceptable, that's no longer support, that's governance. And the scary part is that it's good because it sounds more while removing agency. Once that line is crossed, getting it back doesn't look brave. It looks irresponsible. That's the real danger here. Not that someone
Pow, your way around to the greatest spot they ever lived. Oh, come on, man. What about Joe Lewis? The brother? Damn right.
I suppose nobody in here ever heard of Cassius Clay.
We got a point. Cassius Clay was a bad motherfucker. Hey, I ain't saying Clay. I'm just saying I stopped liking Cassius Clay. Want to change the name to Muhammad Ali. What kind of shit is that?
Wait a second. A man has the right.
You got to go to a papa. See, that's a big misconception. People don't know women. Ain't got nothing to do with your hair or your pocket. You ain't good with American women. Ain't good with her. Ain't that right? You ain't lying.
Get that part, y'all. Hold on.
To a papa. See, that's a big misconception. People don't know that about American women. Ain't got nothing to do with your hair.
Years ago? What the fuck? LA Game reveals hurt whack 100 battle. This is at 14.
Can I buy a house?
The victim escaped when Mr. Davis released his hold to retrieve his vehicle. At this time, the Miami Gardens Police Department is actively working with the United States Task Force